It is almost mid-November and it's getting super cold outside, and the leaves are basically turning dark reddish brownish, and most of the trees are now leafless, which means winter's coming very quickly to Massachusetts. I remember it like it was last year, and I think it's going to be much more colder this year, especially in the next coming weeks as we get closer into December. But it's still November, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet, so I'm just saying it's been a lot cold recently. I have been wearing my trench coat and my top hat outside much more often with the gloves, and started to use more of the heating system. I wanted to kind of spend today's clip just talking about what I've done these past weeks, what's going on professionally, and what I did this weekend, and what's kind of to come. To start off professionally, I'm still in the OR, I'm doing cases. At this point, the management's not interested in further training me or investing in my opportunities for growth, for climbing the clinical ladder. So they're basically at this point just making me do cases they pick, and I go in, I do the cases, and then I leave, and I have a couple hours in the weekdays and the afternoons to do whatever I want. And then the cycle obviously repeats itself. I wasn't surprised going in, it's just I anticipated this, and there really isn't no growth once you're out of training in the OR as a surgical nurse. But obviously I have better futures to come, so I really shouldn't be complaining too much. In terms of what I did this weekend, on Friday I went axe throwing with Mike and Patrick. Cece, who is actually a surgical first assist in my OR, she was supposed to come with us and join us, but unfortunately she had a incident come up with her dog, so she wasn't able to make it. But nonetheless, me, Mike, and Patrick had a blast throwing those axes, and we each played each other in different rounds. So we had a coach who was there watching us the whole time. He was teaching us the proper technique to throw axes, either double-handedly or single-handedly. I prefer the double-handed one just because it was more stable, and I was able to get better points and closer objectives than if I did single-handed. At the very end of the tournament, we each got a tally of points. Patrick was the winner, followed by Mike, and then me dead last. But I really didn't care about the points. It was just kind of the fun in throwing the axes and competing with each other. At the very end, we had a huge axe, about 3 times the size of the axes we threw, and Mike and Patrick were able to score points on that. And I wasn't until the very last attempt, which we only had a minute left in our session, and I decided to give it another shot. I threw the axe, and it actually hit one of the objectives, and that was kind of, at that point, everybody was just cheering and wooing, and it was kind of a nice feeling. After axe throwing, we kind of chatted up for a bit at a Mexican restaurant in Somerville that the axe throwing coach recommended us to go to, and then that was pretty much most of Friday. Saturday was Mike's birthday party, so we went over to Mike's house. Mike brought a couple of his friends, Jared and Sam. It was actually quite a smaller crowd this time because the other people he invited weren't able to make it due to other obligations or other planned events that they were going to go to. But we ended up having a lot of fun. We played a couple of games. I think we played this Japanese card game with sushi and you get points on it. We played Seven Wonders. We played Tokyo King. And I think we were there for like 5 hours because by the time we were done with Tokyo King, it was already 12:40 and we had to go home and kind of get ready for the next day. I got him some cake and everybody had a good time and the cake was really delicious. And I also got pizza for everybody. Mike had drinks. Yasmina and Patrick got some champagne and some wine. So everybody kind of contributed and it was really a nice atmosphere. We did joke a lot and we certainly had our share of laughs. Today I'm going to be going to Yasmina and Patrick's place to have lunch and play some games and kind of any other plans that they plan on doing, having some fun in those. In terms of what's next to come, I will be on call these next couple Saturdays, and the last week in November, going into December, I'm going to be going somewhere, so I'll share that with you when I can. And then when I come back, which will be around mid-December, I'm going to start making preparations in terms of where I'm going to be going next in terms of my moving situation, because I have my Airbnb currently until December 31st. I'm just going to be doing some job hunting and house hunting and kind of see what's what's in store. That's pretty much it. All I have to share. I'll keep you posted. Many thanks, and cheers.